Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Worcestershire, cold and fresh and blue, and I hope it stays that way. Bit of a general chat this morning, a couple of things I want to talk about, stuff that's come up in the week, stuff that I haven't had a chance to address yet on the YouTube channel for main videos. So a Saturday chat early in the morning, why not? First up, one that I tried to make yesterday, Fiat have decided to halt production of the 500 electric. Sales are going so well of that car, they've decided they're going to take a month's break from building it. So the electric vehicle thing it's genuinely falling apart in front of our eyes. Now, other questions on this. I had a bit of a tip-off yesterday from someone who knows someone at, let's not reveal any details, okay? It's a German brand that has a 3-pointed star on the front of their grille, and they are so desperate to shift electric cars that if you go to the right person, you can massively undercut the amount of money that even dealers are charging for electric cars, because the people who understand distribution of Mercedes-Benz cars know that they are literally stacking them one on top of the other right now. They have so many electric cars in the country that they do not know what to do with them. That's going to be across the board as well. It's not just going to be the brand with the 3-pointed star on the grille. It's going to be all of them. They have piled these electric cars so high, and you'll see this when my video with Barry Crampton goes up. So I have filmed, it'll probably go out tonight actually. I filmed an hour-long podcast with Barry. We had a really good chat. It goes around the houses a little bit, but it's well worth a listen. And I quite enjoy filming these almost like Joe Rogan style long-form podcasts where you can go into the nitty-gritty of a subject without cutting anyone off or without worrying about how long you're talking for. And what I'll do as well is I'll make sure that I manually change the amount of adverts that are in it, so there's only like 1 or 2 instead of there being 15, because that's what YouTube will want to do. That is very much in the same vein as my video about how many BMW 3 Series diesel estates are for sale on Auto Trader right now. So if you watched that video, and 76,000 people did, then you'll really enjoy this chat with Barry, because we go even further into what's going on in the world of EVs from the perspective of someone who has experience, 50 odd years experience of dealing with car sales and dealing with Auto Trader. So it's a really good chat, that one. Someone has said to me this morning, Jeff, I can't find the video as to where you said that the farmer where you have a storage container told you that he's being paid not to grow food, and I couldn't find it either. So here it is again. I rent a storage container, and I get on really well with the farmer actually. I really like him, and basically I nearly said then I fancy his wife, but that's not true. Basically I rent a little storage container, and he has I think they're either corn or wheat fields, and I said to him, oh, what's the crack with those? And next year, instead of farming them, he's going to be paid by the government to let them go wild. He's going to be paid more money than he would get from farming them just to leave them be. And this is happening across the board. Now, if you're into these farming stories as well, the other thing that I should tell you is, you may know we're into buying raw milk. That's what we consume at home, and there was a fantastic local farm called John's Jerseys. John was a Scottish farmer who lived around here, but he had a herd of Jersey cows and he sold raw milk from his farm. We went up to get some milk from him once, and he said he's retiring. He had actually taken the government's retirement incentive scheme, sold his herd, sold the farm, and was retiring back to Scotland. So the question is, what is the retirement incentive scheme? Well, the government essentially paid farmers to retire early to stop farming. That's what was going on. They were paying farmers to stop farming. So manufactured food shortages are not just a conspiracy theory when you look at what's going on in farming. Jeremy Clarkson has been speaking a lot about this on Clarkson's Farm, which has been ridiculously popular. And a couple of things on Jeremy Clarkson. We will be trying to go down to his restaurant, his new pub, the Farmer's Dog, I think it's called, and that'll be happening at some point with either Tony Goodman from EV Carnage or the Macmaster, or a combination of all three of us. which I think would be really fun. I've got some ideas for stuff that we can do now that the Grand Tour has ended. Last night I watched the final episode of the Grand Tour, and I just won't hear any criticism of any of them, basically. It lacked something. It lacked, I don't know, it lacked some form of spirit of adventure. There was something missing from it. However, they're old, you know. Hammond less so, but when you watch it and you look at Clarkson, you're like, wow. As much as I love Jeremy Clarkson, and if you want to, go on YouTube and type in the search bar, Jeff Buys Cars, Jeremy Clarkson, and love letter, because I genuinely wrote Jeremy Clarkson a love letter a couple of years ago when he was dealing with all this stuff about what he did or didn't say about Meghan Markle. Anyway, the point is, Clarkson, come on, man, you're too fat. You need to sort it out. I don't want to be reading in the news that Jeremy Clarkson has died from a heart attack. So Clarkson, you've got to sort your diet out. That belly is getting ridiculous. You could barely fit in the Lancia. I was a couple of drinks in last night, and by the end of the Grand Tour I was thinking, I can't believe that they, I'll ruin it for you because you've all watched it. I can't believe they went out to Zimbabwe and found the original Lancia and the original Mercedes from the original challenge. And then in my head I was like, oh, do you know what, we need like some sort of GoFundMe to bring those cars back to the UK. How cool would that be to go to Zimbabwe and bring back Jeremy Clarkson's Lancia Delta, I think it was a Delta, from the first challenge. I just thought that would be great, and then I fell asleep and didn't think any more of it. So that's what's going on. Little car show today, so I'm off to get this car cleaned and valeted. This is my new car, which hasn't been on the channel yet, but you'll notice it has a sunroof, and also you'll notice it's quite quiet. This is my petrol 2.5 manual Volvo 850, and if you cast your minds back far enough, I actually sent Tony Goodman to go and buy this car in Cornwall some months ago. And then most of these Volvo 850s, when I get rid of them, they are a bit like homing pigeons. They tend to come back to me, and I really like that. So most Jeff cars that I get rid of, I'll always say to people, if you're selling it, message me. Which is why you seem to, like, now that I've been doing this for 3 years, you're starting to see the same cars on the channel come back around. I really like that. I'm going to be keeping this one. It's a 20 valve manual petrol. It drives absolutely beautifully. It's a bog spec car with cloth interior, but someone opted for a sunroof in it, so it's just perfect. Heated seats, single DIN cassette player, which will be coming out, and I'll be replacing it with my very own Sony head unit, the Sony head unit that beeps and bongs and you hear it in the videos. And what I absolutely loved last night when I was watching the Grand Tour, when it cut to Jeremy Clarkson saying he'd improved his Lancia by fitting a head unit, it was the same one. Jeremy Clarkson uses the exact same Sony stereo that Jeff Buys Cars uses, and if that isn't an endorsement for good taste, then I really don't know what is. So off to get this car cleaned. Little car show today, maybe throw the barbecue on tomorrow, try and have a fun weekend, make the most of this weather, because wow, it was 3 degrees at one point this week. That's not enough degrees. Cool car stuff coming up next week. Someone has messaged me saying, Jeff, I don't watch your channel anymore because it's mostly conspiracy theories and you don't do much stuff with cars. I'll take that on board, all right? Why have I stopped doing it? It's really hard making car videos. It involves loads of editing and loads of shoots and lots of effort, and maybe I've taken my foot off the gas with doing that, and I apologise. More car videos will be coming up this week. I'm doing a piece on Escort Cosworths that I've been working on. I'm doing a piece on British touring cars that I've been working on. I've written the scripts, I just haven't yet got round to doing the video, so those will be coming up. You'll be seeing a video on this car, you'll be seeing a video on the Saab 9.5 Aero, and I'm doing a trade with my Mercedes with another Mercedes, so you'll be seeing that as well. So if you follow Jeff Buys Cars for the car content, more is coming up soon. Right, my wife's ringing me. The code word for if you made it to the end of this video is answer the phone, Jeff. Thanks very much for watching.